just for a smidgen. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We is on and we is live at 9. How about it?
On time. Mm.
Get out there. Let them know. Let them know, Dr. Campbell.
It's 9:01.
It is definitely 9:01, and welcome back to the Roundtable Talk Show, episode 56. And the title of this episode is Are We Losing Power or Giving It Away? Let me ask you something right before we even get started with tonight's show. Of course, I'm gonna be looking all over the place because I got stuff everywhere. But if if we've got more black people in power than we've ever had, um, especially after Reconstruction and Reconstruction again, yeah, we got more black representation than we ever had. But many people in our community feel powerless, or we don't feel the power, right? Or powerful. And so, on their behalf, I'm not asking to be controversial on this evening. I'm 100% asking that these questions, especially that question, because it's real. It's a real question because it's something our community has identified that's not lining up. And so, I want to convey to those individuals that we call the elected. Um, we see the faces, we hear the speeches, we watch the elections. Some of us watch the news, most of us watch or get our news from YouTube, TikTok, because other platforms aren't truthful about delivering true news. And so when it comes down to results, a lot of us are still waiting, especially for the results that we allegedly elected or petitioned or even, you know, rallied for, right? So tonight we're not celebrating access, we're not celebrating any first black electeds. We're not doing that. We're not doing that tonight. We are examining outcomes because it's mandatory at this particular point, right? Um, so, with that out the way, let me say good evening and welcome back to the Roundtable Talk Show on the Knowledge is Power podcast live. I am your host, Christopher Unk Jones, and tonight we are definitely going to get straight to it. No soft takes, no surface talk, no sugar. Maybe a, a little bit along the rim. Would you say, Dr. Campbell? Nope, straight shots all day, every day. I ain't even mad at you. But of course, we're definitely going to engage in genuine and real conversation. Um, so let me bring in my crew right fast that I love having at this table with me. And of course, Dr. Campbell, say good evening to the people, Queen.
Good evening, people.
Yes, indeed. That is my big sis. Precise, intentional, cuts through the noise and gets to the truth, telling folks what you don't want to be in proof. Ha, ha, ha. I'm just saying. And of course, my big brother, Perry Busby, the data driven, pattern focused. He sees what most people miss. I hope he tip in on this evening. And then my little brother Dustin Harris, of course, say good evening to the people, little brother.
What up, people?
Yeah, yes, indeed. That is the mouth of and veteran mindset that
Of
sits
course.
here. This correct straight shooter, I promise, speaks from real world experiences, and of course, to our Facebook watchers, listeners on all platforms: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and here recently Roku. How about it? Y'all ready? I don't think they're ready for us, but we ready for y'all, Roku. So welcome to the Roundtable Talk. Yeah, we about to get to work. We about to get to work because it's a lot that's going into this conversation at the table that I'm proposing, and so I know it's gonna be like we say in Louisiana, that good name. Now, let's start here because this is the part people feel but don't say out loud, right? We've got presence but don't have power. Um, the question I have for you, Dr. Campbell, of course, you know I'm coming to you first on these shots. The the chaser for this particular shot, Dr. Campbell, I'm gonna give you a chaser. It's build the case.
Let me set this table.
Yeah, it's a nice little ruffle, um, sheer tablecloth. Dr.
Okay,
Campbell, you ready for your shot?
I'm ready.
Absolutely. Break this down clean for us. What does real political power actually look like when it's being used, not just held?
Clean, you say? Real political power is visible in results, not just titles.
Mhm.
You see it when money moves, funding shifts, and priorities change immediately. Rules bite, a policy lands, and behavior changes the next day. Deadlock ends. One decision breaks years of arguing. Resistance fades. Opponents comply because the cost of fighting is higher. Standards hold. Allies face consequences like everyone else. That means everybody's treated equally.
Mhm.
Pressure stays at the top. The leader takes the hit so progress continues. Bottom line, holding power is being in charge. Using power is making reality change quietly, firmly, and for good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That right there is key. Um, because we've confused visibility with effectiveness. Oh, I see him all the time. I see him everywhere I go. Just because you can be seen don't mean you can move anything.
That's neither effectiveness or support.
Correct. Power changes outcomes is what I heard. Especially if you understand the power that you possess. And if it comes if the outcomes aren't changing, then something in that equation ain't working. I keep hearing people say your intelligence shows by what you keep doing. I'm not gonna even say the cliche thing. Man, so we're gonna probably toss around Perry shot for a little bit until he get in. Um, when we track outcomes instead of speeches, where do we actually see policy influence being exercised, and where do we not? Anybody want to take that? Anybody want to throw back Perry shot?
I will if you want, Dustin. Sure. Here's a sharp, clean answer. When you track outcomes instead of speeches, influence shows up where things actually move. Okay? You're going to see real policy influence in budgets. What gets funded, cut, or quietly redirected? You're going to see rules and reinforcement. What's enforced consistently, not just announced.
Hmm.
Timelines. When decisions happen fast instead of being studied. appointments and staffing, who gets placed where decisions are made, behavior change. When people or institutions act differently afterwards. You don't see real influence in big speeches with no follow through, task force that never decide anything, or
Mm,
statements that sound strong but change nothing. Endless meetings with no deadlines or consequences. The bottom line, if nothing changes on paper or in practice, there is no influence, just noise.
man, man.
Wow.
And packed with it too. You hear me? And packed with kapow. You hear me? I mean, but Queen, that's why tracking, like you said, tracking outcomes matter
Yeah.
more than tracking speeches because speeches don't build no schools, nor do they keep them open. How about it? Speeches
Exactly.
don't move budgets. Speeches don't protect communities. I
No.
mean, it may shine some light, but it don't change them.
Mm-mm.
Decisions do, and those decisions have to happen at the table.
Decisions and actions together.
Correct. Correct. So if decisions not lining up, then the influence is limited somewhere. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Dustin, you ready for your
Mm-hmm.
shot, brother?
Yep.
If people in power can't produce change, how long before the community stops believing in the position itself and why?
First, we gotta figure out which community we talking about. Cause there's communities within every race of people, and then there's the brainwashed community. That believes anything that's in them speeches that we previously talked about. For them in that community, it's never ending. They just keep going. The building could be on fire, and they think it's a good sunny day outside. But for
Somebody just
everybody,
barbecuing.
you know it. But for all the people that use their brain on a day to day, it's basically the election window now. Because people are tired of hearing the excuses of why you couldn't keep your campaign promises or why you couldn't change nothing because you had supposedly had a limited time to do it. Well, in that limited time, they be messing stuff up. So in that limited time, you can fix it. So your clock starts after you do your little election speech of, yeah, I got voted in, and it ends when your next election is due. Because we will replace you if we don't see that work get done.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And people feel that. They may not say it like we saying it or like Dustin said it, but they feel it. It comes across in communication or community conversations. Because at the end of the day, if my life ain't improving, I don't care who's in office. That's not disrespect. That's expectation. I need my life to improve. I don't care Republican, Independent, Democrat, MAGA. It don't matter.
The credibility
That's
is in the put.
yeah. That's gonna be my expectation. Is to have access to and through whoever is elected or in a place of representation.
Yeah, black, white, purple, green, male, female, somewhere in between. Don't matter.
Hmm.
Either get
Whether
the
you
job
speak
done or get
English or not.
replaced.
Exactly. You could look. You could speak some of the removed languages from this continent. Long as you represent me right in your language, I'm good. I promise. Um, we have a guest shot. I'm sure anybody that wants to turn this up can. What are the real consequences when representation? I'm gonna say it again. What are the real consequences when representation, becomes symbolic instead of effective?
Ooh, ooh, I can do this.
You
You
got
know,
it.
a lot of people don't like when I point this out. But the definition of this question is Aldwin Samuel. I don't know. I believe he was in office, what, 30
Clear.
years? 30 years, I believe. Y'all allowed, just because he was a black man in office, to BS, sit around, and only show up when it's election time.
Mm.
Y'all did it over and over and over and just kept voting for that man.
Welcome to the round table, y'all.
I have nothing against him personally, him as a lawyer, but him as a councilman, holy shit, you had more work you could have got done.
What'd you say? Holy bumblestick Batman.
Cause that plumbing in the north end leading down to the port, everything that covered in your zone, that should have been done decades ago.
Decades.
I ain't see no push on the agenda, nothing. It finally started getting news. Basically, what was that? 2018, 19, 2020 time frame when it finally starts backing up sludge in the people's houses. It should have been fixed 10 years before that.
Hmm.
But
Probably 20.
tough. But it was the name we know, so we just gonna keep voting for it.
Right. Vote for the familiar name.
He looked like us, so we're gonna keep voting for it.
Hmm.
But hey, but I must give him credit. Them last few years, he looked like he been actually showing up for work, wanting to get the job done.
Was it too late though?
Oh, you know it's too late. That's why he ain't done now.
um, Dr. Campbell, you wanna throw back that shot? Cause
Well,
baby,
I'm sorry.
I say, cause baby,
Yeah.
that first one took us both out.
Yes, he did. But he's absolutely right. When
100%.
representation is only symbolic, nothing changes. Problems stay the same, and trust erodes, and the power actually moves somewhere else in the community. The momentum dies, and voices get ignored. So the bottom line is symbolic representation looks good, but effective representation actually gets things done. Without
Hmm.
results, visibility is just a substitute for power, and that's a loss. It's not a win for anybody.
Correct. Correct. Absolutely correct. Sometimes the system doesn't have to stop you. I will just say this. You know, if it knows you're not going to push it, if it knows you're not going to operate safely inside of it, that's not power, that's permission. Stop asking people for permission for the things that you have or you are inalienable to have.
Mm.
I'm just saying. Um, we definitely have to get a hold to ourselves before we get ready to impose structure on the individual that we claim as the representative that we elect. Who gonna put me up
At what point do we stop celebrating access and start demanding results?
right now? Yesterday, last month,
I'm gonna call that KIS, keeping it simple, huh?
yeah, the 2024 presidential elections, the um, judicial elections that we just recently had, the constitutional amendments that we had a year or so ago, and the constitutional amendments we had a few years before that. So we late.
Yeah, we need to realize that access is just the starting line. It's not the win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, because
Are the only proof that matters.
say that again.
Results are the only proof that it matters.
Exactly. I mean, because of course
That access matters.
I'm excited about the fact that we do have some young individuals who are aspiring to seek office, right? Um, but we need to start making those demands long before they even start seeking, right?
That's right.
We need to set that tone long, long, long before we get to primary elections, long before we get to you know, like I said, constitutional amendments elections. Uh, we definitely need to at least start demanding results when our children are in first and second grade. Because again, we started when they were in pre-K.
Mm.
So by at least first or second grade, we should at least see the results of what we invested in, right? If not, and like Dustin said, y'all need to stop voting for your friend or the individual that just so happens to wear the same hue you do, and think about the policies that's being enforced or not. For you, Chad, this is definitely for you. And of course, we don't ask that you be honest. We kind of let you be honest on your own. Do we
Mm.
celebrate representation too early before we see results? Put a yes or a no in the chat. do we see do we celebrate representation too early, especially black representation too early before we see results? Yes or no? Drop that in the chat. Drop that in the chat. And the roundtable question for this particular during these shots, um, of course, this is the landing. If representation is visible but results are limited, or are we dealing with a system that restricts power or people in position who are not fully applying it? Dr. Campbell, you have the floor.
Short answer, it could be either, but you
Mm,
can tell which by what's missing. Okay. So you got to pay attention. If the system restricts power, people have titles and visibility, but rules, veto points, courts, budgets, or bureaucracy block action. Everyone looks busy, but nothing moves. If people
hmm,
aren't using power, the tool exists, but decisions get delayed, diluted, or avoided. No deadlines, no consequences. No one wants the heat. The quick test is if change is possible, it's the system. If change is, I'm sorry, if the change is impossible, it's the system. If the
hmm,
change is possible but uncomfortable, it's the leadership. Okay. Representation without results means power is fenced in or left on the table.
hmm, hmm. Dustin, you got
Um,
the floor.
First off, good evening, Mr. Roy. I see you tuning in. Um,
What's up, big bro?
but for me, like she was saying, it's a little bit of both. But something I don't normally do. Today, I'm going to help politicians out. It's 2026. You have every media platform available to show that you actually doing some work. Use it.
Man,
right.
man. Um,
Let
I,
us see
I
some results.
I just yeah, I mean, and it don't have to take until my unborn is 30 in order for them to see it, for me to see it, or for them to experience it. Right? So let's sit this let's sit this here for a second. If we got if we got representation at the highest levels we've ever had and outcomes still not matching, are we dealing with systems or limits to power? or the people in position. So the I think the question or the answer is, where are we?
Mm.
I can't have somebody read my mind that I ain't never gave him the book to. Um, I know many of our elected may have an array of religious practices and faiths, but I, I'm sure psychics um, and shamans and all those other individuals can only tell you about you and not about the masses. And I'm wondering, are you running to the cards asking them about us?
Not tarot root cards.
I'm just, I really gotta. Or did you throw, some dollars and coins in the air, and whatever stayed in the air belonged to us, and whatever fell on the ground belonged to you? I mean, like, I'm just trying to figure out that we have masses of individuals on local, state, county, and federal levels, but seemingly none of them converse about the issues that we have in a represented area, right? I'm just wondering. I don't know, maybe that's just me. I'm might be babbling, so I'm gonna move on. But yeah, that's what I feel. Segment two. Of course, this is the on the state side. We're gonna, sort of kind of domesticize our shots. Um of course, the title for this particular round is um Power is Moving, Are We? While we debate approaches, the rules keep changing. And so, I'm sorry, the chaser for this round, uh, yeah. The chaser for this round is stack the pressure. Stack the pressure. Um, so we're gonna go deeper, just a layer deeper, because while we're debating online in on certain platforms, the systems, they ain't debating, it's moving. Whether Congress approved it or not, it's it's moving. So um I'm gonna divvy up Perry shot. Yo, whoever want to take it can take it. When policy shifts happen quickly and quietly, what does that say about who's actually paying attention and who's not?
I'm gonna keep it, street on this one. Whenever power moves get moved that fast, that mean there been deals behind back doors that people don't want to talk about. But that's subject for another day. Cause actions can't move that quickly when you got to go through all these red hoops. So how the heck we get it done this quick now?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We can't fix up a park for 10 years, but we can certainly get all this policy stuff changed overnight.
In a
Weird,
heartbeat. Yeah.
weird how that worked.
Mm.
Yeah. Ain't that weird, Dustin? Dr. Campbell?
Well, I mean, he said it pretty much in a nutshell. When the real players, it says the real players are watching the fine print, you know,
Mm.
and everyone else is watching the mic. So yeah, they're doing backdoor deals. The quiet shift means that the people paying attention track the budgets, the rules, and the timing. They don't need applause; they just need the control,
Right. Right.
right? So yeah, he hit that because quiet moves decide the outcome.
all the time, especially when you check out on purpose.
Loud moments only attract attention and, just look like you doing something. Ooh.
Ooh, she got a lot going on. You hear her? She cussing and fussing, and still
I
ain't no
did
need to
that.
move.
No
know,
need to move.
the background is like how we go from three candidates to one candidate for city manager, but that's another subject.
Mm.
Mm.
Oh boy.
And I mean, oh boy, and I mean, oh boy, you hear
He,
me?
he plucked that right off my brain. I don't know how he did it.
Man, golly, um, golly, Dustin. I will say that's what we're saying is part of the things that most people miss, especially in our communities. Power doesn't announce itself. It doesn't let you know, hello, power's home, honey, power's home. No, that's not how I do it. Don't do that. It
Mm.
moves quietly, very quiet, to be honest with you, almost like a silent stream of water that's cutting its way through either dirt or sand or even rock. And by the time
Oh,
most people notice it, oh Lord, we got to build a dam.
hmm. It
Um,
happens. It happens so quickly. It's in a fist bump, a handshake. You know.
hmm, hmm, eye bat.
Mm.
And I could roll my eyes for 40 hours and 40 quicker than that. I promise. But yeah, the flood is already in effect. And it's hard to build a dam with raging, rushing water when you knew the trickle that you kept seeing months ago was going to
Was
cause some
evident.
damage. I mean, like a lot of the things that we are currently enduring have been spoken about um, before we even got here, and it's not just uh, understanding patterns, but it's taking a page out of history books and understanding this ain't nothing new.
Mm.
This ain't nothing new at all. Dr. Campbell, you ready for your shot?
Absolutely.
How often are people agreeing with policy language emotionally without understanding what it does structurally?
All the time. All the
ATT?
time. ATT. People
Mm.
often agree with how policy sounds because it hits values or emotions, but very few stop to ask what it actually builds, locks in, or takes away. In everyday terms, the language feels right, so scrutiny drops. The
Mm.
structure does the real work quietly. By the time effects show up, the choice is already baked in. Emotion gets consent, structure is what gets control.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's how language gets used against people.
That's right.
Um, if, if I can't make if I can make something sound so good and it have people ripping and running and spending their hard earned cash, you won't question what it do.
The effects of it. You're right.
I mean, we just saw that during the um, rodeo in Houston, how masses of people gathered, of course, at the rodeo, but gathered at the rodeo for a hype, a dish hype, a meal hype,
Go on, talk about that
prepared
bad
by.
gumbo. Don't sugarcoat it. Talk about that bad gumbo. Ain't nobody told that lady she could cook. Nobody. Up here got them people up here throwing up and sick about that old spoiled gumbo.
Oh, God. Dear.
Nothing make me
And
mad is when people
again,
mess up that good Cajun food.
go,
Don't do that.
yeah, man.
Don't do
What you
that.
say? That's go and tell people about how she messed that whole pot up.
Talking about she was cooking it for hours. Step one, that's your
16
problem.
hours.
That's your problem right there.
Man, bro, she said 16 hours. Everybody in my Creole family, everybody in my Cajun family, even Passe Blanc in my family was like 16 hours.
She was being from the point she went and bought it from the store. 16 hours.
Oh man. Oh man. I just that's the things that I'm talking about. Just that right there. We won't question. Oh, I'm not worried about it. That's Beyonce mama. Oh, we're gonna be all right. Oh, I'm not, don't worry about it. We're gonna be all right. He been part of the city for 30 years. He gonna be all right. We uh, w- w- we ain't really seen none of the work that he do, but we gonna be all right. Man, and most people ain't even read the surface. I mean, we alluded to, see, I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to be good, Dustin. I'm trying to be
I'm not.
good.
Hell, we still don't know
I'm
what
trying to
Make
be
America Great
good.
Again mean.
I'm trying to be good. Um, I got a lot on the line, so I'm gonna leave that alone. Dr. Campbell, I'm gonna leave that alone. Man, I mean, I almost hit that same nail you hit, Dustin. How we go from all these candidates for city manager to the decisions that we have. I mean, I'm gonna leave it alone. I got too much on the stove. I'm just saying, I got too much on the stove. My community has been neglected already for 15 years. I know for sure. I don't want to go down the road for 15 more. And I definitely do not want to take the rest of those networks, which is other neighborhood associations that are co-opting and collaborating with us. Um, I don't want to take them down that road either, right? And so uh, I know that my mouth can cause some friction, and so um, yeah, I'll leave that statement at that. What you won't question, you ain't gonna know what it do to you until it's done. I'm just letting you know. Dustin, you ready for your shot?
Yep.
If two generations don't trust each other's approach, how do you build anything that lasts?
Easy. Stop waiting on the other generation's approval.
Mm,
Who cares? So older folks don't like what you're doing. Too bad. Younger folks don't like what the older folks doing. Too bad. Just build. I believe it was 1989 movie Field of Dreams that told everybody years ago. Even though it's misquoted, because the original thing is if you build it, he will come. But everybody
mm,
remembers it. If you build it, they will come. So guess what? If you build something that work, the older folks gonna show up. If you build something that work, the younger folks gonna show up. Stop
yeah,
waiting on people approval. Just start building.
Bill, Bill. I love it. I love it. I love it because that is where we got to be honest. Of course, we're not aligned, young and or old. Of course, we have different approaches, we have different trust levels, different strategies. But instead of building together, we're not waiting on y'all to get y'all stuff together. We're not waiting on y'all. I mean, we too most of the others are too busy questioning each other to make sure that they don't get more power than they can get. It's a power struggle, and if you living in a community or a neighborhood or a society and you don't see it, you got cataract. Dr. Campbell, you got your hand up?
No, I was just kind of twiddling my fingers, but I do have something on that if you want, if you'll allow me.
Go ahead. I thought you was ready for that shot.
Well, that was Dustin's shot, I believe, was it? But
It
I mean,
was. I thought
oh,
you had your hand up like, oh, I'm going to wait on this one.
so as we're conversating on this one, yeah, I think that um generations that don't trust each other, they can agree on a goal. It's more than one way to skin a cat, right?
Correct.
So let each one do what they're good at, and then that'll bring momentum to the other one. You know
I
what I
agree.
mean?
I agree.
And that way, even though they don't always agree on everything per se on the table, but they'll get to the same goal. Let's agree on the goal together, not the method that we get there,
I totally
right?
agree. I
And
totally agree.
then, we can also lock in on handoffs, like the old generation may start something, then let the younger generation finish it, or let the younger generation start something, let the older generation finish it. Right. And now we're working together, now we can measure results, not the style, and we can look at what's working for us. So then that's going to start to build trust in each other, and then we can share wins together.
Yes. Yes. Read that thing for filth, Dr. Campbell. Yes. 100%.
Now we're moving in a parallel, right?
And
Instead of
not
us crossing each other.
right. Right. Weaving like we swanging and banging.
Right.
All you got to do is tell people go walk and look in the bread aisle. Everybody making bread, and you ain't seen one commercial of them beefing with each other. Just make your bread
Hmm.
And
and keep
everybody
it moving.
finding bread.
Whether it's living or unliving, I promise.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Whether
But
it's
the
made out
results
of
will create the
Doritos or
trust,
French
and now
fries.
we're working together.
Hmm. I like potato bread. I'm just saying. It's fancy.
And moist.
Ain't it
I got
though?
me myself. I do a little French bread. They don't sell at a bunch of stores out here, so I just got to go find it.
Yeah. Yeah. Or make your own.
Now I ain't got time for that.
Oh man. The guest shot for this segment, y'all, is what happens historically when communities fail to align during periods of structural change, meaning the entire demographics has changed, the economic power have changed. Yeah. So what happens historically when communities fail to align during periods of structural change? Anybody want to tap on that?
Other people decide for them. Power fills the vacuum fast, right?
Correct.
Rules get locked in without their input. Catch up becomes almost impossible, and resources flow elsewhere.
Mm,
Aligned groups get the investment. Those that are standing together, they get the investment, and influence shrinks long term.
mm,
Even future leaders inherit weaker leverage. Blame replaces strategy. Infighting lasts longer than the moment itself. During periods of change, alignment isn't about agreement, it's about timing. Miss the moment, and history moves on without you.
hmm. I agree. I agree. And one thing I want I want to point out is that everything she said, it's expensive.
Cautious
That
something.
is expensive because while we're fighting each other uh, over whatever the case may be, the system already figured us out.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, they gave us the mind we thinking with. Oh, I didn't even mean to say all that.
Mm-mm.
I didn't mean to
Yeah,
say all that.
yeah, I can
They
give you an
gave us the
example of
mind we
it going
think
on right
on.
now in Beaumont.
Institutionalized, did you say?
Yes.
I give you a great example in Beaumont. Y'all arguing about kids violence and all this when the numbers actually don't support it. But anywho, while y'all doing all that and complaining, fighting each other about what's going on in schools, Greg Abbott is gutting the public school district, especially in Beaumont.
Quietly. Yeah.
And shoot, he ain't even doing it quietly.
He ain't even doing it
He
quiet. He
doing
been
it
sending
In the
publicly.
policemen
face
out here.
We
with
just
these
ain't got no
vouchers. Yeah.
superintendent or board
Hmm.
that's gonna stand up to him.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, while we fighting, trying to figure each other out, the system already figured us out and knows that we are divided almost on every front.
Mm,
And not gonna watch the books.
come on now.
And I'm just saying, power ain't gonna wait for you to get your stuff together. And power ain't gonna wait for you to unf yourself. It's not. I promise y'all. It's not gonna wait. It's gonna keep moving right over you, just like we said a few episodes ago, just like the cassette did individuals that were listening to the vinyl
Mm,
and the 8 track, just like the CD did to those that were listening to the cassette and some of the vinyl, just like the uh, iPod Nano did with the CD. And
Now
now you got
I still got
stream
six
music.
CD changer in my car.
Bruh,
me
I don't have
too.
no CD changer in my car, but I still got my compact disc book with all my
Mm-hmm.
CDs in it, about like
Cause,
two or
'cause
three
what you
of 'em
not gonna do for me is charge me for some music that
that
I
I
can't
already
hold
got.
on to.
What you say? I can't listen to it if I stop paying you? I don't want it.
Exactly. You know they can take your whole catalog away from you at any moment.
Yep. Yes, indeed. Flashpoint. Be real, of course. Um, the question I have for you all is, and I'll be posting this in the chat as well. But is division between generations slowing us down? Yes or no? Is division between generations slowing us down? Yes or no? Roundtable question for this round. If power is actively shifting at the state level, and I'm gonna say it again, actively, like currently, like right nowingly, okay? If power is actively shifting at the state level, while we remain divided in how we approach it, are we being outmaneuvered or are we failing to move together when it matters the most? Dr. Campbell, you have the floor.
Usually both, but one matters more.
Mm,
Yes, power can be shifting, and others may be playing smarter, but division is what makes that possible.
mm,
When groups argue over approach while the moment passes, others move first. Decisions get locked in, catch up becomes damage control. So here's the simple test. If power is moving and you're still debating on how to move, you're being outmaneuvered because you're not moving together. Power doesn't wait for unity to feel good. It rewards coordination when timing matters most.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Absolutely. Dustin, you have the floor.
You know, since the Texas Treaty, it's been the same game being played, and we continuing to play chess with checker pieces.
Oh, Miss Cat,
He said
me,
that.
he, he did. He really did.
And he did not miss.
Golly, at all. He didn't miss at all. And I mean didn't miss at all. If if the power is shifting and it's not shifting in our manner on the state level, then there is a piece that most people tend to not address or even reveal as to why um shiftings on the state level even happens, right? And this is something small for some, but grand for those that know and operate in this space. If you go to your Jefferson County website or your Texas Secretary of State's office website, or even the Ethics Commission website to find out who your precinct chair is, I guarantee you throughout mass majority of Jefferson County, you will not find that you have a precinct representative. So I live in 13 and I don't have a representative. I'm adjacent to 12 and there's no representative. I'm adjacent to 9, 10, and 11 and there's no representative. I'm also adjacent to 6, 8, 13, and another, I think it's 14. Well, 14, yes, for sure. Yeah. And
Present
most of those, yes, that's the precinct chair right there.
by 8.
Pre- for precinct 8. I'm just saying. And this precinct chair that we just so happen to have on the line on the show every Tuesday understands that um, there is power, and I mean strong power in a precinct chair. They not only go to Austin, but they go to DC. They not only go to DC, but they run back to the county and speak to those commissioners and even to your local elected city council and mayor. You know why? You know why? Because that is your precinct representation. I'm just saying. So if we've noticed that power is shifting away from us, then 9 times out of 10, you're not in the place to pull down, demand, retain, or even demand power, especially knowing that you have dominion and you're not even stepping up to the plate for it. It makes no sense. It's like taking your child to a zoo and you don't even know what to call these animals. So yeah, segment three. Segment three. Of course, we're tapping segment three is the local on the local side, and we're talking about the real weak spot. What's breaking what's breaking us isn't just outside, it's inside. So you know, and I wanna tap on that because this is where the truth gets uncomfortable. We talk about systems, but locally we don't move together, or together we're uninformed. How about it? Dustin, you ready for your shot?
Yep, sure is.
Bet. The chaser for this round of shots, Dustin, is no escape.
Mm.
Um, if we can organize locally, if I'm sorry, if we cannot organize locally, what makes us think we can influence anything bigger than that?
Well, the influence was never the issue and is never going to be the issue because we've been influencing every factor of life since 146 BC. So the problem is we keep allowing them to tell us what our influence is.
BC means before Christ, just so y'all know. Go ahead, Dustin.
You know, back in the Roman days when they was coming to Africa and we was telling them how to wash their butts, you know, things like that.
Correct.
But I progress.
Yeah.
We got to stop letting them tell us what our influence is. Because if you want to think about it, the house doesn't need to be torn down. We just have some foundation repairs we need to make. And it's as simple as that.
Yeah. Replace some beams. Because you can't build anything strong without alignment. You need a whole new flow, Dustin say. You just can't. I mean, too much weight. Your refrigerator plus us and everything else that's up in the air. That's too much weight. And you talk about you need a new roof. No, boo, you need a new flow. So your flow can hold up the rest of what you're trying to put up in here, plus the roof. Too much ego, too much division, too much separation, too many individuals seeking limelight and just I don't know, just giving up your giving up yourself for pennies. Dr. Campbell, you ready for your shot?
Yes. Yes, I
How many
am.
how many times have strong ideas died in the community because people
Mm.
damn people because people refuse to work together.
Too many times. And it's enough to call it a pattern. Strong ideas rarely die because they're bad. They die
Right.
because people choose control, credit, or comfort over coordination.
Mhm.
Everyone waits for unity to feel perfect. The moment passes, the idea fades. Bottom line, ideas don't fail first. People fail to move together. And then the
Exactly.
window closes.
Exactly. Exact. Actually, it gets sealed up,
Yep.
bricked in. Ain't gonna never be a window no more.
Click, click.
Man, that's why ideas don't make it most of the times in our community. Not because they're bad, like you said, Dr. Campbell. Not because you know, uh, it don't have funding, but because people can't stay aligned long enough to execute them. You got the money, you got the plan, you got the program, you got the people. Y'all just scattered. Ooh, Dustin, I almost called it. You heard it, a cluster. Military people know what a cluster is. We'll probably have to do a show, Dustin, and then just invite nothing but military people with civilians on here. Just go through our jargon. I don't know. I don't know. But
But
yeah,
she said,
that's
Miss Cat said, keep it simple earlier. See, military jargon, that jargon continues to kiss. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid.
keep it simple, stupid, or keep it simple, simpleton. Um, yeah, we about to jump to Perry shot. Um, when communities lack alignment, what do we consistently lose? Is it opportunity, resources, or influence? And could you tell me how? Anybody want to take that shot?
We lose all three, and here's how it happens.
Mm,
Opportunity goes first. Moments pass while people argue. Windows close, others move faster. Resources go next. Funding,
hmm
support, and attention flow to groups that are organized and aligned, not divided. Influence fades last, but it sticks. Decision makers stop asking your input because they can't get a clear answer.
Right.
So the bottom line is misalignment costs chance up front, money soon after, and voice over time. By the time it's noticed, leverage is already gone.
Kaput. Can you say bye bye?
Bye bye.
Right, because like you said, when alignments are missing, you lose everything. Everything. And we told y'all a question or so ago that this mess is expensive. It's extremely expensive. And you're finding out now how your disconnect from your power got you in crunch time and how expensive it really is. And I ain't talking about just at the gas pump. Talk about the lights that you got on right now. Check your light bill. See how much fuel they say you using.
Mm.
We ain't gonna
I'm
start
just
that lie
saying.
because I know God doggone well ain't by using that much power as got that energy saying. Look, just go ahead
Mm.
and say it. You wanted to update the equipment and you want everybody to pay for it. Don't tell
Apparently.
a lie. Just say what it is.
Oh,
Hmm.
I know y'all heard about the new ERCOT plant coming to Texas, right? And how much more it's going to add to our bill.
Well, are we on ERCOT's grid or are we still on Gulf States Utilities grid?
We're still on Gulf States Utility, but it's going to cost us.
How, why? I'm not even on y'all grid. See the disconnect?
At least that's what I understood. I was listening to the story just the other day, day
Mm-hmm.
before yesterday.
Mm-hmm. How
So
you
you
gonna
mean
have
the
us
grid,
paying for it and we not even on ERCOT's grid? We
the
still
grid
on
they
old
not gonna
school Gulf
weatherize?
States. Mm,
Hmm.
mm. It is you had a whole northern panhandle of Texas to catch on fire. Nobody had lights. I don't care how many. I'm sorry. I was talking to them
We ain't
over
gonna
there.
energize, we ain't gonna weatherize it. We ain't we gonna
Nothing.
update. Okay, we're gonna put new rims on a jalopy.
No,
Lest
you're
we
not.
digress.
You gonna put new rims on a Pinto, a Geo Prism.
Yeah, I like them geo prisms. They need to bring them back.
Yeah, but like I was saying, you lose a lot. We lose opportunities. We lose resources. We lose control. And for those that are not aware, that's not coincidence. That's consequence. The consequences of your disconnect. I'm just letting you know. Get shot. What does real structure look like in a community that actually works together? Who taking that one?
Back to the military talk. It looked like a chain of command. You
Mm,
have a person who was either voted or structurally somehow got in charge. That's the one speaking for everybody. You have the person underneath that person underneath that person, and everybody else fall in line from there. Not
mm,
everybody at the front of the table talking at once.
That's right.
mm-hmm,
Roles are
mm-hmm.
defined. That's right.
Yeah. Dr. Campbell, you not gonna shot that?
Oh, I mean, he hit that. I mean, he hit it out
He
of the park.
did.
I
Kapow.
mean, I mean, everybody knows the top two or three goals. There's no confusion. Decision makers are named, and everybody falls in line. The roles are defined clearly, and everybody does their work.
Right. His shot glass was empty.
Yes,
I
yes. I think he licked it.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
Yes.
indeed. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. I can't even say nothing else on it. Dustin, you hook, line, and sunk that one, like for real, brother. um, somebody pull me up.
If we're being honest, how much damage has internal division done compared to anything external?
Um, generational damage. If we're gonna be real, again, one of the things that I've noticed and I hear as a somebody that our community comes to is, well, how you want me to do this when I've seen deprivation long before I even got here. I've seen disconnect long before I even got here. Where I've seen, you know, disinvestment long before I even got here. Um, if we don't fix what's broken inside, I mean, most of what's happening on the outside don't mean nothing. I mean, because there's nothing outside that needs to stop us. Period. Especially if, again, we're moving as a one unit, as a freight train. That's why I tell a lot of people: get in, get out, or get ran over. Get in, get out, or get ran over. I'm not swerving. I'm not hitting my brakes. I'm I'm not doing none of that. I'm not waiting. Get in, get out, or get ran over. Because there's nothing, like I said, nothing outside that needs to stop us. And if you in the way, you trying to stop. And I'm going in my vehicle take you out.
And for
But
the young
what I've
YNs that don't understand it, he said, "Get down or lay down."
if they didn't hear it. But what also noticing is that we'll stop ourselves before we even get in. Some of us will push us in the way so that you can get ran over. And most will stay behind because, well, this is the traditions that I know. I'm not used to nothing. I'm scared of change. I don't want to go over there.
Mm.
I'm scared of what's over there. You don't even know what's over there. And so in a lot of spaces we stop ourselves um long before an intruder can come into play, or an imposter, an informer can come into play. So yeah. Flashpoint chat, anybody got something else to say? Dr. Campbell, you was gonna turn my shot up. Dustin, you
No, I
want to
was
turn my shot up? Turn it up. Flashpoint chat. What hurts more right now, uh outside pressure or internal division? What hurts more right now, outside pressure or internal division? Type that in the chat. Internal, outside pressure, or internal division? I'm posting that in the chat right now. The roundtable question for this segment is: if internal division continues to weaken us locally, is there anything outside the community that even needs to happen for us to lose long-term power? Dr. Campbell, you have the floor.
nope. Nothing else has to happen. When division keeps dragging on, power leaks away on its own. Decisions get made without you. Influence fades from neglect, not attack. You
Mm,
don't need an outside force to lose long term power. You just need people pulling in different directions while time keeps moving. The bottom line: if a community stays divided, power doesn't get taken, it gets left behind.
absolutely. Absolutely. Dustin, you have the floor.
Oh, in the spirit of Nat Turner, we just need to start publicly eliminating the issues that we have from within. That is all.
And that is all. Oh man. Internal division continues to weaken us because one of the things I've noticed is ego. And that ego has festered for so long in some people that they believe that they are community leaders.
Mm.
And the moment a chosen leader from the community speaks up on behalf of the community, that individual who is stuck in ego restricts, redirects, and even try to remove, if we can, individuals that are pressing not for a particular person or a particular people, but for a few causes with resolve, not just bringing up the cause, but bringing up the cause with resolve. And so, um, most of those long term visions that we have for our community, whether it's a brand new pavilion in any park, let alone what we just recently got, what we have funded coming to our Alice Key Park. But there are individuals that stood in the way of even that, that claimed that they were part of the community. There were individuals who stood in the way of, or in the rooms to remove institutions like the Boys and Girls Club, as well as the LL Mountain Y, Rainbow Skating Ring. Shall I continue?
Salvation
And if
Army.
we, if we think back to those leaders we had in place that had us with access to certain things, um, the question now should be is, did you sell us out as the generation that has nothing?
Mm.
Um, but those are just some of the things that I've noticed as to reasons and causes of us losing long-term power. And it, again, it is not based on poll taxes and closed polling locations. Just- I just want y'all to know that. I just want y'all to know that. Um, Dr. Campbell, give us something for the rest of the week. That's gonna hold us over for the rest of the week. Dustin, you can follow, and I'll close us out. Dr. Campbell, you have the floor.
Strong work lasts when it's built on something solid. Noise fades, foundations don't. So we need to keep it simple, keep it grounded, and that way it can be meant to linger.
Absolutely. Dustin, you have the floor.
Um, all right, cool. I would like to, address every, every principle within BISD. We talked about ego a lot on this show, and y'all
Mm.
ego is bothering a lot of what's going on in school. Because y'all keep wanting to push things to the students that isn't working, doesn't affect anything, but yet it's your ego that won't help fix it.
Hmm.
There's elementary, middle school, high school level. All of y'all principals need to check y'all egos. The teachers are y'all employees, not y'all servants. Y'all need to act accordingly. Get out the way.
Uh-oh.
And personally, I can tell you a few issues y'all have. Every principal need to walk outside during the pickup and drop off line.
Baby, I thought he was gonna say, I'm fit to tell you a few principles.
Oh no, I know the principals and they know it too, because they'd have heard from me.
Oh, we Miss Cat, I just knew you was fit to read these
All of them
principles
need to
right
go
fast.
outside during the pickup and drop off line and realize your car lines are a joke, a mess, and they undermanned.
Mm,
Outside of that, the new security systems to get inside school are also a joke. It's taking too long because you're not requesting enough people to actually process it properly. But again, it's your ego.
mm,
If you need to hire
mm.
somebody, do so. Well, they can pull up the map of your school and show you this is where the flow of your traffic need to go because it works effectively and how it don't work.
Yep,
But that's about
yep.
all. Just relax, get off your ego, and realize teachers or parents, ask them what's going on. Your assistant principals, also most likely parents, ask them how the system goes. Get out of thinking it's your way or nothing just because you done went got you a
Yes.
master's or doctorate in education.
And so
That don't make you
disconnected from
that don't
community.
make you no smarter than that janitor walking down that hallway.
Facts.
So get yourself
Facts.
together and make the environment for kids friendly and wanting to be at school. Cause that's why they're missing so many days. Why y'all whining about this attendance?
Mm-hmm.
It's because you making school a place they do not want to show up to be.
Dr. Campbell backstage, Tony. You right, Dusty.
So address those things. And if hey, I'm not hard to find. If any of you want to address y'all problems, y'all hit me up. Be it your car line, be it your security line, be it how you treat your teachers and making them pack up every year. All those things are stupid and need to be adjusted.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, I just definitely want you all to know tonight was not about blame. Tonight was not about pointing fingers, except at principals. Um, it's about application. Tonight was about um, applying things that matter in our community because power ain't just about being there, right? And division ain't just a disagreement. I just want y'all to know it's the loss of direction. It's about what change is because we're there, we're present, right? Um, it's what happens when direction gets lost, especially um, in a space of political power. So this week, don't just look at who's in position. Watch what's actually changing, what's being said, what's being drafted, what's being passed. Um, watch all of it. Don't just argue about approach and what's being built or not being built. Um, and most importantly, don't ignore division because that's where everything starts to break down is in division. And so if we don't align, if we don't organize, if we don't demand at least more, we're never going to gain power. Um, we're not going to lose power. We're not going to even lose power later. We're losing it now. We're losing it currently. And so I just I I just want you all to know. Um, that's the reason for this particular show. Don't be fearful. Um, don't be disconnected. Don't be misinformed. And you know, come away from the ways of dissent when it comes to policy or politics, because politicking is nothing but conversation, y'all. And I do believe we as community, we as masses need to get familiar with politicking again, as well as drawing up consequences to those that go against our policies that we done set on porches and in courtrooms politicking about. So yeah, y'all stay vigilant, stay aware, and stay astute. And as always, stay prayed up, stay prayed up, stay prayed up. Thank y'all for watching. God bless. Good night.